That, of course, is seen before the last-second goal that tied it up with Portugal. But still, if you want any evidence here about how fired up America has been with World Cup fever, you saw it right there. FIFA says the U.S. TV rating for the World Cup match between the U.S. and Portugal marked a milestone for the sport. 25 million viewers tuned in. ESPN says 18.2 million viewers tuned into their network for the match on Sunday, and another 6.5 million others watched the game on Univision. And trust me, we were just talking about this in the break, soccer's one of the games, you guys have seen it firsthand, Andrew, you're at one too. Huge groups watch these in sports bars too, so you're not even getting the hut level benefit here in terms of the total eyeballs. It's, I don't know. Listen, it's my kids usually tune out when there's a game on or whatever. They were riveted for the whole game. And I don't know if this is a precursor, but it feels different this time. It was different than the women's, Olympic thing when they pushed their way through with the Brandy Chastain moment, right? And it was different than some of the other times we've seen this push through. We've heard all the words. You buy this, that there is enough, especially with less kids are playing football growing up with all the reasons we know. It's participation, this is higher. You've gotten obviously more and more people coming to this country from different places around the world where this is like religion. Do you think soccer in your lifetime will be one of the big five sports?
Probably, yes. I could be more definitive. Yes, it will be, reflecting the sort of changing demographics. You know, we have a city of immigrants, a country of immigrants. Certainly New York is a state of immigrants watching soccer because that's what they watch at home. That's their national sport. But it's exciting, right? It's exciting at the highest levels. I think if you have to watch sort of internal country qualifiers or even some MLS stuff, you roll your eyes, you can fall asleep watching. But at the highest levels, they're fantastic athletes. But I think it was Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy once made a joke. Americans can't really get into a sport where you could have 0-0 with best opportunity to score going to one side. That's tough to follow.
I will say, though, it's hard to turn away. Like, it's not like I'll say I'll tune into the second half. I'm going to watch the whole game,
Oh, and there were times on Sunday where, like, I was distracted by something and turned away and missed something, and I was mad at it. Like, I had to stay more focused on the TV. Look, I think in the short term, it's going to be based on how Team USA does. If they can stay alive into the round of 16 and the further they can go, the more. I mean, if they can get into somehow the last four,
Oh,
I mean, the country will go nuts for every game.
It's not going to happen, though.
Wait a minute.
I want to sources. This came from our director, Ralph, made a great point. We are living in a short attention span theater. What does soccer have? It's done in 2 hours. There's no commercial breaks other than halftime, right?
Yeah.
The thing moves. And for a public that doesn't like the first break, they're going for the remote, right? There's something to say.
It's international rivalry. It's exciting. It's colorful.
It's more than that. There are cities in this country, in the Seattles and the Portlands and the Kansas Cities, where it is the hardest ticket to get in town. I mean, people. Maybe
well, because they don't have the Knicks. They don't have the Nets. I mean,
who wants the Knicks? All right, but yes, that's another whole story. All right. Head over to Facebook and Twitter. Sound off on our question here about the World Cup. Are you a cynic like Jonathan here? Probably. Or do you agree with us here that this thing's got a chance here to really get a foothold? Will you care about soccer here after the World Cup is all said and done? Okay. When we come back, and I want to thank my panel for tonight, we're going to turn back to a conversation I've had a little bit earlier. This week marking the 50th anniversary of Freedom Summer, one of the most historic events in the civil rights movement. Film director Stanley Nelson, he spoke to RFL about his new documentary. We'll have that conversation after the break.